Yes, guys.
Yo, what up? What up? It's the Sync Boys
Think boys.
podcast.
Yes, guys.
Coming back to you live from my mom's basement
Yes,
and my
guys.
brother's apartment.
Yes, guys.
We have had some crazy NHL and NBA playoff action. We haven't checked in since since game one of each series over the 2 days. We plan to cover every game played in the series, but I mean in each series, you know what I'm trying to say. Game by game.
Yes, guys.
And we missed a couple days there, but we're gonna recap it all right here.
All right, we're
Starting in the NBA.
All right. So in game one of the Miami-Boston series, Miami either like in one quarter or at the half was up 25. In game two, Boston was up 25. And then game three, we'll get to this later, but Miami was up 25. So it's like this series is just a seesaw. Doesn't matter who's home, because obviously game one and game two, both teams had their 25-point leads. So there's a lot about this series. I'm just going to start off with this that has pissed me off. Like with the Heat, they've been unpredictable, especially with player props all season. And going up against this Celtics team, it's gotten out of control. Like, Jack, we put together a parlay at Panera tonight, and it seemed like a can't miss. I would say that at least 75% of the picks were minus 300s. Minus
least.
300s.
Probably
dude.
even more.
I don't have the box score for that game in front of me. I don't have the picks in front of me, but my point is that this series has been totally unpredictable. But game two was pretty much Boston came out fire.
And didn't
Absolutely
stop.
fire. Yeah, it didn't stop. Marcus Smart and Al Horford came back after missing game one. And they both had a huge impact. Horford
Jaylen Brown didn't have a great game.
In game two?
Yeah.
See, this is why I hate just going off like I wish I took notes in that game because I'm looking at the box score. He had 24, 3 assists, 8 boards.
I don't know. Yeah, I definitely remember my vibe being like, yeah, he let it down today. But
Tatum was definitely better than Brown in game two. He had 27. But dude, we're just gonna talk about the Celtics series right now. Because I want to talk about game three, where Tatum was an absolute no-show. Like, he was getting fucking dominated. Absolutely dominated. And I think the other thing is, like, because Robert Williams wasn't in, they didn't really have a primary defender on Bam Adebayo. So Bam had 12 in the first quarter. I think he had 16 by the end of the half and finished with 20 plus. But
yeah, he was 8 for 9 in the paint, 16 points in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, dude, you want to talk about how a game comes down to matchups? They didn't have anybody to guard Bam. Bam isn't a prolific scorer.
Bam showed me something tonight, though.
Yeah, I agree with that statement wholeheartedly. But I have no idea what to think about the rest of the series, and it's really frustrating because I'm trying to pay attention to every little detail. I mean, if you're going to talk about something that is a common theme, it's turnovers. Why? Like the Warriors and the Celtics are pretty much considered to be the two best teams left. And what kills them is them turning the ball over. The Miami Heat set a franchise record for 19 steals tonight. Like, that's a lot of careless passing and a lot of hands in the right place.
27 points off of turnovers I saw at one point.
Yeah, and then Boston wasn't doing anything on the other end to make up for it. So that's really when the blowout started. Bam's hot first quarter set up a lot of other things for them. and then combine that with Boston not taking care of the basketball, it was a runaway game from the start. But they made a couple runs, made a run, especially at the end, cut it to 1, but then Max Strus hit an absolute dagger. And then Bam was guarded very well by Horford with a minute left, and he somehow made like a 19-foot 2-point jumper, which isn't even a part of his game, to go up 6. It's just like sucked the life out of the building and the team. You got anything?
Tatum really disappointed tonight. Just like you were saying with Panera, we put together these parlays with, there's a certain amount of expectation of a threshold that a player should hit every game. And he had 10 points, I think, 21% from the field. He was horrible. Jaylen Brown really stepped up. Dude, that was in an insane sequence. When Tatum got hurt and him and Smart just kept the ball in, and he ended up getting an and one. That was incredible.
And he had the block to set up that hole to start.
Oh yeah, it was like a 3-on-1. The guy was like casually going in, like, nope. It was so close. The fact they brought it into a 1-point game tonight, that's why I'm still confident the Celtics are going to win the series. I'm hammering them next game. They beat the Heat by 25. They lost to them by 11, beat them by 25, lost them by 6. I just think the Celtics are the better team. They're not hitting their shots, and with the thing about, Shaq said it last night about the Mavs. When you live by the 3-pointer or the long ball, you die by it too. And the Celtics and the Warriors and the Mavs, like every team really shoots a lot outside.
Yeah.
The Celtics lived and died by the 3-ball, and they just weren't hitting tonight. There were a couple, did Grant Williams hit his threes?
He had 2. So I guess, but he only took 6 shots in 39 minutes. Dude, my thing is I'm trying to while watching this game, especially both defenses, like if they're playing good defense, why is the other team not able to score? Or okay. So when I think about watching Miami's defense, dude, they don't break down. So Tatum or Brown or Smart, anybody will try to dribble drive into there, but they are playing man-to-man, but there will be a help defender at the perimeter. It's like a wall. So they can't even get into the paint to bring that help from the baseline to open up these shooters on the outside or open up lanes for cutters. So it's if you can't even break through that first wall, you're kind of stuck. And even when they were trying to do high screen and roll, they were hedging well. And dude, the Celtics were not able to get into the paint tonight. I don't know what their numbers were in the paint, but dude, because of that wall, there was a lot of there's 2 guys' hands on one dribbler, you're going to get a lot of steals. The Celtics shot 48% tonight. That's a good percentage from the field, especially in the playoffs, dude. Threes, they were a little slacking. And the free throw line, dude, when they were making those comeback runs throughout, they were down the whole game. When they were trying to come back, they just were getting a stop and then only picking up 1 point, or getting a stop and missing 2 free throws. Dude, that's fucking huge when you're talking about manning comebacks. So, I mean, dude, they lost by 6. They missed 7 free throws. I mean, obviously, it doesn't equate exactly, but
yeah, you don't go 100% on free throws. But Tatum not showing up and them still losing only by 6. It's another huge positive for me. Robert Williams didn't play. It's another huge positive. And we talk about the injuries. Game 1, Smart and Horford are out. And granted, the Heat have Lowry out that whole time, but Gabe Vincent is definitely filling a void there, scoring wise. Getting more minutes and whatnot. He probably puts up just about what Lowry puts up in a given game. But How much do you weigh those injuries? Because Smart and
That's
Horford
a
being
really good
out
point.
was
Didn't think about that.
massive. Lowry being out that whole time was also massive. But now that he came back, did he have that much of an impact?
Okay, so at halftime, on the ESPN panel, they had like the banner at the bottom of the screen. Normally they show the best player, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the best player had a great, like whatever. This guy had a great first half. Bam obviously had 16 points and control, like the whole Miami offense and really the whole game's direction was because of Bam's ability to be successful on the offensive end. And they had Kyle Lowry, 5 points, 3 steals, comma, first game in series as the banner. Dude, that pissed me off
Mm-hmm.
so much, dude. I don't know why Kyle Lowry
This is
gets
three
so much
steals, dude.
props. Bro, he had 11 points and 6 assists. He did have 4 steals, but so did Bam. PJ had 3. Butler had 2 in his 20 minutes. We didn't even talk about the fact that he get hurt. Oladipo had 4. Like everybody had steals, so I'm just erasing that stat. And he 4 for 11. Dude, I don't find this guy to be as valuable as a lot of other people are saying. I would rather have a guy, especially in this offense, like a Gabe Vincent, who's going to do all the right things for you, is a sniper from outside. I'd rather have that
Dude,
guy out there.
he's been playing really well the whole series. Probably the whole playoffs.
And they got 19 minutes tonight. I don't know, dude. I don't get it. But
And Oladipo too.
Oladipo played well. Why? He had 4 steals and only 5 points. 1 of 4 shooting. Oladipo did, but it felt like he had a presence throughout that whole game,
Mm-hmm.
especially when Jimmy Butler was out down the stretch. Which
You'd say
I
that
was watching the game, dude. I have no idea what happened to Jimmy Butler.
yeah, it said he had a knee inflammation and he left.
It's probably just them being up by so much, being like, dude, just sit out the rest of the game. Like, we got this type shit and try to rest up for the next one. Or maybe because they have a 2-1 lead now, maybe he doesn't play at all in the next game. But anyway, Bam Adebayo definitely the MVP of this game. Jason Tatum definitely the reverse MVP, the least valuable player on the floor. 41 minutes, 3 of 14, 1 of 7 from 3, 4 apples. You know, sometimes when he's not scoring, he's able to distribute, but he wasn't able. 6 turnovers, dude. Yikes. All right. I mean, so who do you have going for the next game? You think Boston takes the next game
Yeah.
at home?
Not only am I confident in them taking the series, but this is a classic, like, dude, the Heat had to game plan and come back with something. You know, Udoka, dude, this coach. Do you listen to Draymond? Dude, I listen to Draymond's podcast now every time it comes out.
How long
Nothing's
is it? Isn't it like
It's
a
only
half
like
hour?
40 minutes, dude.
Yeah.
It is so intriguing to me to see the inside and outs and like how somebody thinks. And the coolest part about Draymond too is he definitely leads on. Like he's not like the most well read or I'm definitely not thinking of the right word right now, but articulate. He definitely doesn't come off that way. He's incredible on the podcast. He when he comes up with a point, he'll take really long pauses and you're like, he's definitely trying to find his words, but he perfectly formulates a sentence to say exactly what he wants to say. And he thinks about it so deeply with like how it entrenches itself in basketball. Either way, his perspective is very interesting to me. He was talking about how after game 6 when the Celtics won against the Bucks, it was game 6, right? They were down 3-2. They're like, Draymond was saying how they did this feature on Budenholzer And it's like why are you not giving Udoka his shine? Like, does this guy not do interviews? Draymond thought. Like he said that he's like, I didn't want to just come off like biased, but does this guy not do interviews? And then he reached out to Twitter, and they were like, no, here's like a bunch of interview clips. It's like he's very outspoken about how like people who are really good and have good basketball IQ and have proven that they can win need to get their shine. And Udoka is definitely one of those guys, dude. They almost won tonight. Tatum played like shit. I think that's the coaching, dude. Almost like
Yeah,
Kerr inspires their guys to come back.
I saw like during the game, I saw Tyler Hero about to pass it out, like an inbound pass, and Udoka was this close to this guy's face, chirping in his ear. I love that shit. But yeah, dude, I really like Draymond. And another thing is, he was drafted in the second round, I think, or last pick of the first. I forget what it was, but dude, you don't like leave the college to be a second rounder. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't leave college early to be I think he either graduated Michigan State or had at least 3 years there. So he's definitely educated. And another thing is, he's experienced every single thing that an NBA player can experience, pretty much. Like the good, the really, really good, the really, really bad, multiple different coaches, different personalities in the locker room. Like he understands, dude. And he's in those conversations when people talk about like I think he's involved in the Players Association. I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. That's like got a Brad Marchand vibe to it.
But at the end of the day, he definitely is familiar with a guy, especially with Mike Budenholzer. Budenholzer's been coaching in the league for a while now, and he has been successful. So I forget who he coached before the Bucks. I feel like it was the Hawks, but with that Horford team. But
dude, another point that Draymond made, he said it was like a popular conversation online that he was seeing was people are comparing Luka to LeBron. I know this is gonna really piss you off, but and they were talking about their passing and comparing it and whatnot. And then Draymond's like, by the way, if you don't think LeBron is a scorer, you need to like watch a different sport. You don't know what you're talking about. I don't want to hear your opinion if you don't think LeBron James is a scorer.
Okay, so I think that the reason why people say that is because LeBron is capable of averaging 38, 40 points a game. Like if he were to dedicate his entire game to setting up his own baskets, he can do that. He's capable of doing anything on the floor whatsoever. And he just doesn't play that style of basketball. Like he doesn't think it's conducive to winning. Like and people will take that and put a knock on him saying that he doesn't want to take the shot. It's not that, dude. He knows he's a bad motherfucker and he could score in any situation on
any
anybody.
way you need to.
Dude, he knows that. But that's not how it works, dude. It's not how it works. And I believe, of course, I'm going to say this, but I believe that the Warriors are going to go down. But I think that systematically, the Mavs are too dependent on Luka to score the basketball. So if we're going to, that's bringing it back to full circle, comparing Luka and LeBron. I think that LeBron did that in his youth and kind of figured out, like, I know that I can be better for my team and we can win if I don't just try to score every single time.
Mm-hmm. But you agree he is a scorer.
100%.
Are we moving on to this series? Because I wouldn't mind just doing all NBA and then finishing off with the NHL.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. All right, fuck yeah. That shit was flames.
Dude, I can't go against the Warriors. Like, I was thinking to hammer the Mavs. I'm not even thinking about the future of the series. I'm not thinking of whether they're going to sweep or not. I'm not going to think about if they're going to win it in 6, 7. I predicted 7. I don't care. I'm not betting against the Warriors. The Mavs literally looked like they had that game in the bag. The Warriors covered, dude. They covered the -6. They were down the entire game. They didn't get the lead until either the very end of the third or the very beginning of the fourth.
The first shot of the fourth. Otto Porter.
Otto Porter completely contested in his face.
And
Poole was like,
up.
yeah, I'm going to force this pass to the corner. And Porter's like, with a hand in his fucking face. Dude, I was so fired up watching the last game. You said it yourself. You've seen so many Warriors games where they come back, and we used to talk about the third quarter Warriors. Oh, they get down, but they always come back. Dude, and I said it last series, winning some big games, some close games. The old Warriors are back, and they're realizing it at the same time we are. They're like looking around like, it's happening again. It's happening again.
Okay, so dude, I'm gonna purposely sidetrack for a second. I just had this thought. So, dude, the way this roster is constructed, I don't see Steph, Clay, Draymond, or dude, if Poole leaves, it'll probably be the biggest mistake of his career.
This is a family.
Dude, I feel like this team, as it's constructed, can make another run. Like they are championship contenders for years. And if it all plays out kind of how it's playing out right now, Curry could end up, or all these guys could end up with 5 titles. Dude, maybe 6. If Curry ends up with more titles than LeBron, what is the argument to say that Curry wasn't the most dominant player in the 2010s?
And ladies and gentlemen listening, this is probably one of the biggest LeBron fans of all time saying this.
I'm just saying, like, it was okay. LeBron got to 9 finals in 10 years and then a 10th the next year.
And arguably should have won like 7 straight MVPs.
Yeah, we looked at that stat. It was like, I forget what the stat was, but
Vorp.
It was like, this is the guy that, first of all, the East can't even beat. They can't even beat him. And then he wins 4 titles, right? Over a course of like 12, 13 years. But since 2014, the Warriors haven't, like, fully healthy. The Warriors, no one has been able to stop them. And
oh my God, no.
Like, Curry already has 3 rings. And if you want to say, like, oh, he had the help of Durant for 2 of them. Well, LeBron had Kyrie and K-Love. Like, LeBron wasn't
and
able
D
to
Wade.
win.
And Chris
Oh my
Bosh.
God, dude, I didn't even think about that.
Dude, that's always been kind of an argument against LeBron. He could never get it done by himself, but like.
Yeah, but dude, when you compare LeBron teams that had no one on it to any championship team, it's like, okay, that team had nobody in it. Like the team that he took, I always forget if it was, I think it was the finals or the Eastern Conference Finals. I don't know, dude. The farthest he went with the Cavs, that roster is famously bad. Like Kwame Brown. Dude, I'm tripping balls. I don't know who's on that roster. I'm not going to lie. Mo Williams, I think, was their second leading scorer. And Zydrunas Ilgauskas was their third leading scorer.
Oh my
and LeBron
God.
took that team as far as he possibly could. That's a testament to LeBron being great. But really my point is that if you're going to win, if LeBron was going to win during that 5-year stretch, he had to beat Steph Curry and the Warriors. And just because, like, Steph doesn't have a finals MVP, which is an argument on the LeBron side, but I can tell you one thing. If they win the finals, he's going to win it this year. I'll tell you that. There's
Steph?
nobody that's playing well enough to outplay Steph for that Finals MVP.
Does it always go to the winner?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
All right,
I
back to
love
this game.
no, I love these conversations, dude. Steph, I just love comparing the great players because like you look down the line, Steph, okay, say they get those 5 titles. He's in like Jordan territory. It's like Clay's in Pippen territory. Um,
Draymond is in Rodman territory.
yeah, dude, it's insane. Um, oh yeah, this is the main point I wanted to bring up. You think Wiggins goes for a bigger role in free agency? Or because he could be a role player on this team throughout their dynasty and be uber successful.
Dude, I don't know his contract situation, but I can imagine that he's probably being paid pretty well because he was a number 1 overall pick. I think Minnesota did extend him and then traded him. I think he's being paid pretty well. I'll look it up right now. But
I mean, there's the other side of that because he got traded for Russell, right?
yeah,
Maybe his contract is preferable to Russell, but maybe he's not such a steal.
Okay. So he is making $30 million a year. I typed in his contract. His contract number is 147 million. He's being paid. So like that actually kind of scares me because
is he going to push someone else out?
I don't think it's that. I think that they're going to ask him to take a pay cut because he is signed actually through 2023. He's signed until next year, where he's going to make $33 million. That's fucking crazy. And it's
but how much does Steph make a year?
42.
42.
He's the highest paid player in the NBA.
Yeah. That
Maybe
was kind of dumb.
Actually.
But dude, I could see Clay being like making like 23, 24.
Dude, they probably all got massive contracts, but like, dude, this is something I wanted to talk about with Looney. So I'm just gonna bridge right into this Looney conversation. So obviously last night he had the best game of his career. You know, that's what the world sees because it was his first 20-point game of his entire career. He's played over 450 games with the Warriors, and this was his first 20-point game in Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals. Unbelievable accomplishment. Looney had 21 points and 12 boards last night. That's the line of a guy that you would expect to pay around $20 million a year. And he's been consistent, maybe not with the points.
Oh, nowhere close.
But with his overall effect on the game from the center position, guarding anybody that they put in front of him. Dallas was a 1 for 11 when Looney guarded them last night. 1 for 11. That's fucking lockdown. And then I also just put in here that game 6 against Memphis, he had those 20 boards. I'm just going to read my notes. Plays high minutes and makes all the grinder plays, the fourth line grinder plays. Offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds, physical play underneath, and then finishing layups that.
Which I think, if I can interject, exactly. Dude, he's there in the right spots. He's been through the system. Dude, he's been on this team for a long time. Mm-hmm. You just said 400-something games.
7 years.
For a long time, he would get those looks down low, and it's like, classic Looney, bobble, turnover. He's finishing now. He's getting to the rim. He's getting fouled. He's scoring. He's finishing. That's the biggest thing. And I'm not just saying that because he had 20 plus last night. In other games and other instances, it's like I've been a little hesitant, especially going into these playoffs where it's like, classic. Oh, they just have Looney. Like, I wish they had somebody else.
Dude, I was the same way. Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, they've gone with the death lineup where they don't even have a big in, but now Looney is like, you should keep me out there.
He's essential. He's
Yeah.
absolutely essential, dude. And really, when you look at it, his game, it's a situation where nobody's expecting a lot from him, but when the time comes, he's there. He is in the right spot, making the right play at the right time. I think it's just experience. So the Warriors, like in their post-game press conference, is like Steph and Clay and Draymond got interviewed about Looney. Like, I don't know this necessarily, but Looney has apparently been through a lot, had some extremely severe injuries throughout the years, has missed a lot of time, number one. And number two, just not being able to develop. Like Steve Kerr said, at the end of his third season, they hadn't seen him play a lot. But then his fourth season, so they were talking about like letting him go, not picking up his option. And his fourth season, apparently he grew a lot. So they were like, oh shit, we got to do everything we can to hold on to this guy. And that was his fourth season. I don't know what, and then Steph said that Looney and Clay said that Looney played a huge part in the last title run. So they're not surprised that he's doing what he's doing now. So this leads me to the money. In total, in his whole career, 7th season this year, he's made, including this year, $19,579,000.
Yikes.
And this year, his contract is expiring after this year, $5 million. So for a $5 million player, he's probably on the attitude that Clay is kind of in right now, where it's like, this shit is not guaranteed. With these injuries that he's had, he's probably playing with the like, I have to go as hard as fucking possible to keep what I have. And it's showing on the court, dude. So I don't know, to kind of lead that into the contract situation, Curry 53 million dollars a year. Clay 37. Wiggins 29. Draymond 24. Wiseman, totally forgot this guy existed. 9 million. Kuminga 6 million. These are the rookies. Poole. This is probably Poole's. Oh, it is his rookie contract, but he was drafted at the end of the first round. Poole's on a $2 million deal. It's the top 4 guys and then rookies. And Looney isn't even on this list. I don't know what that's about. But anyway, dude, my point is, to wrap up the Looney conversation, you're getting a lot for a little, and I don't know when his contract expires what they're going to be able to do with him. They're obviously going to retain probably Moody, Poole, Kuminga, and Wiseman. So if they can get Looney back for, a reasonable.
I could see him not wanting to come back.
I can't. What is going to be out there for him?
Joe, I agree, like success-wise, team success-wise, system success, you'd benefit from the Warriors system. Dude, I don't know. This guy's put in a whole lot into his career. He should go get paid.
But that doesn't mean that it's not going to come from the Warriors. Do you really think that the Warriors?
You got a lot of other guys to pay. You're paying the highest paid guy per year. And then you got a former first rounder who is like a 4th scoring option. And Clay, who's making a whole fuck ton a lot of money, but he is, just like you just said, he's next year's not guaranteed.
Okay, so I realize what this list is. It's everybody that's locked up until the end of next year. So
the end of next year? You just said Looney at the end of this year.
Yeah, but Looney's not on this list.
Oh.
So, but pretty much everybody that plays for them is on this list except for Looney. Everyone that plays.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe Bielitsa's gone. I'm not sure what his situation is, but they might be able to sign another veteran for the veterans minimum.
He hasn't played in this series, I don't think.
I think he has. I don't
Maybe a
remember.
little in
He's
game
forgotten.
1, but I watched a lot of game 2.
Dude, what I've heard about the Warriors culture, I could see. I mean, Curry expires 2026. I don't know if they would restructure his contract. Clay 2024, Wiggins 2023. Maybe they restructure Wiggins' contract. He probably wouldn't want that though. Like if you had a contract that was locked in for the end of next year and it was $30 million, would you say, oh, sure, I'll give up $10 million this year if it was already locked in? I don't know. We got off on a tangent with that one, but we didn't even start talking about the game.
Mavs were up big.
You're up 16 at one point in the first quarter. I was on the phone with Jack. I was doing play-by-play for him when he was finishing up at work.
They were down 14 at half, I think.
Yeah. They're up 16, and then they raged back and brought it down to a 3-point deficit. And then the Mavs went up 19 points. And then they cut it to 14 at the half. And the third quarter was the third quarter Warriors. Held the Mavs to only 13 points. Cut the lead to 2. Porter
Dude,
hits the 3 in the corner.
They outscored the Mavs 68-45 in the second half. 68-45.
Okay, dude, this is a really good point I wanted to make. People talk about how Luka didn't get help in this game, or that he doesn't get help in general. Jalen Brunson had 31 points and 5 3-pointers. Reggie Bullock had 21 points and 6 3-pointers. Dorian Finney-Smith also hit 3 threes. They didn't get a lot of help from the bench in terms of scoring, but dude, that's a lot of points. A lot of help. And I mean, dude, we pointed out during the game a couple times, Luka doesn't play defense. There's these easy layups that everybody's talking about the Warriors getting. Like a lot of people are saying, yeah, the Warriors are a 3-point shooting team, but you know, they're coming back into the game by chipping away with twos. Just get twos, layups. Looney, Wiggins inside. Clay had 2 dunks. Curry was getting and ones. Luka was under the rim half the time, dude. Not challenging shots.
Mm-hmm.
That's a problem.
The old, like, let me try to, like, slap this away as you're, like, bringing it low for a put-up.
Or when you do the fake jump.
Mm-hmm.
Because hopefully the guy's going to get bothered. Dude, I fucking hate Luka. Dude had 42 points. All that anybody's going to remember about this game is that it was one of the 40-point games he had. You know what? He only needs one more 40-point game to eclipse Dirk's record.
I think what you need
That's
to understand, just like me with hockey, it's not all about offense. Just like you with basketball, it's not all about offense. You admire the defensive intricacies of the game. Especially 2 of the best players on your favorite team are incredible defensively.
Who are you talking about?
Steph and Clay.
Incredible defensively?
Isn't Steph really good at defense?
He's improved. But, dude, in a situation
What
like
do you
this.
mean improved?
Dude, Steph
Dude,
used to be 6'3", 175, and couldn't hold a candle to anybody on defense. Now he can hold his own against somebody similar in size. But that doesn't mean that he can play defense on multiple positions. Like Marcus Smart is almost the same size. And Marcus Smart can guard sometimes a power forward. Like Steph cannot do that. Clay
Dude, I'm saying
used
Steph
to be a really good defender.
covering guards, not like guys that like. Anyway, just
dude, if you're going to talk about defense on the Warriors, it's Wiggins and Looney. Wiggins has locked up Doncic for the most part.
Okay.
He's an amazing defender.
Does Steph try very hard on defense?
Very hard. Yeah.
Okay, that's the route I'll go then, if that's going to make you agree with me.
And if we're
Luca
going to talk
doesn't
about,
try hard on defense. He doesn't try at
yeah,
all on
that's good.
defense.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
Defense matters. Maybe I'll go that route.
Okay, so if we want to talk about defense in this game, it's the Warriors played man-to-man in game one in the first half-ish. They switched to a zone. When they played man-to-man in game one, the Mavericks weren't making shots. They switched to a zone, and then they were able to – it kind of worked out. Like, I don't know. I don't really remember, to be honest. But this game, they came out with man in the first half, and the Mavericks were fucking lights out all over the floor because everything was wide open. Remember what I was telling you about Jalen Brunson, how this guy doesn't take off the dribble or contested threes?
5 made.
Exactly. And this game, all he took was, catch and shoot threes. And he made them. Same thing with Reggie Bullock. He can't do it off the dribble. Finney Smith can't really do it off the dribble. All these guys are catch and shoot. So if you can close out to them, that shot opportunity is eliminated. They are not taking it through. So what the Warriors did was switch to the zone, and they were able to close out on these three-point shooters. Kerr is a fucking genius in the half-court locker room, dude. He is unbelievable. They were able to lock the Mavs down while still being able to contain Luka. He had 18 in the first quarter, 24 the rest of the game. So, I don't know, dude. I think that the Warriors have a really, really, really good chance of winning game 3, even though it's in Dallas. I'm going to take the Warriors. Not even just because we're not going to bet against them the rest of the year. Just, I'm taking the Warriors. I think they figured it out.
I think for most of my plays tomorrow, I'm going to stay away from the Warriors, but I'll definitely put it in like a money line parlay.
I did 2 parlays for that game already. I think Steph is going to keep doing Steph, dude. Remember how I was talking about during the regular season how he doesn't look like himself anymore? Those days are gone. He's back. He's back.
Dude, the difference is really just like his confidence, and he's putting up those shots. A lot of the time during the regular season, he didn't even think it was going in when he's shooting it. Now it's like he's back to Steph. Like everything I shoot is going in.
Yeah, that, and you're seeing it through the shots he's taking. Like there was the dagger one where he went like this after with a minute left, where Brunson challenged him really hard. And dude, his pump fake is the same as his actual release. He just kind of bends his knees a little bit and brings it right here because he's releasing from right there.
Mm-hmm.
So like he just brings it up here nice and slow. Brunson, see you later.
Grabs his arm.
Just casually, boom, dude.
Dude, he grabs his arm. He's like, pulls it back. He's like, no, bang. It's like, no, this is mine.
And I think, my bad. In the regular season, I think what he would have done in that situation is like catch it, settle himself, maybe take a dribble, and then shoot it. Pretty much an overthink
brick
job
every time.
But this time he's like, I know this guy's gonna come. I know I'm gonna pump fake, and I know I'm gonna drain that shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he definitely can't settle and like set his feet or whatever. It definitely like throws his game off every single time. He's a catch and shoot guy, big time.
Oh, dude, one thing I wanted to point out about the Warriors props for next game was Kevon Looney. His alt points are going to be so far. Oh, they have it. They don't have it yet, but Kevon Looney to score 10 points is plus 112. Hammer. And him to score 15 is plus 600. So I'm probably going to take him to score 12. It's probably going to be around plus 200. And he only hits 2s. So it's like if he can get 6 gimme layups, maybe go to the line twice and hit 1 out of 2, I see that being pretty much money bags. And then what was the other one I liked? I have Brunson to score 15, Poole to score 15, Looney 10, Curry 25, Luca 30,
What's the line on Looney 10? Like minus 180?
plus 112. And then I have Bullock 4 threes, Curry 5 threes. Dude, Looney's rebounding is really low. Looney to
Is like
score
5.5.
8 rebounds for Looney is minus 180. 10 rebounds plus 144. 12 plus 340. I don't know. I feel like that's in. I know the line isn't as tasty as the other one that I just said, but I think that that's an absolutely beautiful one. And
Dude, I'm
then,
hammering Steph rebounds again.
oh my God, that's the other one I had. Yeah, Looney 8 rebounds and Curry 6 rebounds.
Curry's gotten a double-double the past 2 games.
No way.
I think so, right?
Nah, he had 8 boards last game.
Oh, he had 6 at half. I swear to God.
You're probably right. He's been all over the boards. Love it. Guy with pretty much no vert, smallest guy on the floor. It's just effort, dude. Rebounding is effort and fundamentals. I love it. All right. Let's move on to the hockey games. Actually,
Hockey
hold on.
time?
Are you taking the Mavs? Or are you taking the Warriors?
No. If I have to put a pick, I'm going with the Dubs.
Yes, guys.
Yeah, man.
So you have Boston and Golden State
Oh yeah,
in game 4.
the eventual NBA Finals. Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I can see the Heat winning the series. Spoelstra's a hell of a coach, dude.
Phew.
Like
Can't argue with
when
that.
in the first quarter of this game that we just watched, they knew Robert Williams was out, so they were running, like passing it to Bam, getting everybody the fuck out of the way and just letting him go to work. And it worked, dude. It worked. They stopped doing it in the fourth quarter and they were struggling to get baskets. But
They started using Bam like the Warriors started using Looney. Of course, not the same, but
just Bam can get his own shot. That's really the difference. All right. Let's move on to the ice rink. That's right.
the Battle of Florida. Me and Joe took head-to-head picks on this game,
Oh my
and
God, this game
my
is
heart
crazy.
was ripped out of my chest
I was fired up.
with less than 4 seconds to go. Another snoozer, another low-scoring game. You don't
Really snooze.
you really between these two teams, you definitely just like the Rangers Hurricane series, you definitely expect higher scores. It's not the exact defensive matchup that we expected it to be, but the Panthers have 2 goals scored in this series so far. 2 goals.
Both
Lightning
at
are up.
home.
Yep. The Lightning are up 2-0 in the series. Let me just really, really, really fast shoot to the Lightning game and see when these scores happened. Yeah, Corey Perry got a power play goal midway through the first period. Early. I mean, yikes. Very late in the second, the Panthers tied it up. And then Ross Colton off of a under the goal line, no look, backhand feed from Nikita Kucherov, Ross Colton, top titty, less than 4 seconds left. It looked like it was a classic. And I just have to say this last thing. I had 3-way tie at plus 340 before the game. So close.
Tough shift.
So close.
I've only been watching hockey for a little while, that way a year, like extensively. And I'm like through playing Chell and through watching the games, starting to understand the game. Dude, that was so far in my watching career, the worst blown assignment that I've ever seen in a hockey game in such a crucial moment. Like the dude on the Panthers, I don't know his name. He left his post in front of the net and went to go chase Kucherov behind the net when there was already a guy on him. and left the guy, Colton, in front of the net by himself. No one was there. By himself, left him.
Nothing.
And
the
it
goalie
was a
could have
chip
done.
in, dude. It was a
Mhm.
fucking chip in. And the goalie was pretty much in position. It's
Yeah,
just
there's
the guy
nothing
had
you could do
so
there.
much control in that situation. The pass was perfect, at a nice speed. He had so much control to just lift it over his shoulder. It was absolute blown assignment. And the other thing was, I think that they were on the forecheck. I think that they were on the forecheck, and whoever was at the top by the blue line, just dumped it in off the wall, perfect to Kucherov. And there was 3 Panthers on that wall. Just total blown assignment.
Dude, it's
Blown
execution and the most overused term, but the more it's overused, the less it's considered credible information to judge a series off of. Dude, just playoff experience. Just playoff. They don't give up and they show up in the biggest games. These Lightning are not going away. I would not be surprised one bit if they end up in the final again. I wouldn't be surprised one bit if they win again.
Yeah.
They're just built perfect. They withstood 8 more shots from the Panthers. They let up 1 goal. Vasilevsky has let up 2 goals in this series off of 70 shots.
That's
2 goals.
unbelievable.
Their team defense, their breakouts, they have depth. They have Ross Colton, dude. Who the fuck is this guy? He's like the number one Lightning. He's the number one Lightning over like the past 2 years. This guy just shows up in big moments. I just
Dude, he has a
nothing real-
97.2 save percentage. You said 2 and 70, right?
Yeah.
Against the fucking Panthers.
Mm.
I'm so happy, actually. Like, I know that we were kind of like on the Leafs train, and like, you know, you never like to see a team win 3 in a row, but then it becomes interesting as it kind of plays out. That's how I see it happening, at least. But I feel like you and me didn't have any confidence in the Panthers from the beginning of the playoffs. Or did you?
Dude, they're just super young. And the
I
President's
feel like we
Trophy
said
is
that
cursed.
in the episode that we had before the NHL playoffs started, the episode to predict it. I feel like we both were like, nah.
I think just as a cup contender.
Okay, that's fair.
Like I don't think I saw them have any chance going into the playoffs that they were going to win the cup this year.
I mean, dude, we're definitely like saying the series is over. Like, listen to what we're saying. We're saying the series is over. I understand Tampa Bay is up 2-0 and going back to Tampa, but we're dismissing the series as finished.
Just through 2 games and what I've seen so far, and they struggled with the Caps.
They did struggle with the Caps.
It doesn't look good for them. I mean, I've seen play that leads to losing, and they're really, dude, that lazy play at the very end of the game, last seconds of the game, and you just let these guys waltz in. You miss your assignment. The Lightning would never do that. The Lightning would never let their goalie out to dry like that. They know better. They have that winning pedigree.
You know, like when you were playing Chell and like one of us penalizes the other team, do you ever you're like, oh shit, and you just stop playing for a second? Like, you don't realize that you still have to get the puck? You've ever done that before?
Are you saying like from a frustration standpoint, or like I didn't realize I got a penalty there and I thought the play was going to end? Because if you're talking about the latter, I've never been in that situation.
Okay, maybe a better example is we clear the puck, but they catch it in the neutral zone, and there's 6 seconds left, or like 3 seconds left, and you think that the period's over, so you kind of just
You kind of stop skating.
You just like drift. Like, I feel like obviously this is a totally different circumstance, but I feel like the Panthers didn't really have any belief that the Lightning were going to be able to get a shot off before the buzzer sounded. I understand there was only 4 seconds left when they scored, which is actually a lot of time. But I don't know. I got that vibe from the team because they were all closer to the blue line than they were to the goal line, which is when the puck is in your defensive zone with that little time left and the game tied, probably should be near the net or at least near the guys that are in the ozone. Anyway.
With Nikita Kucherov in the ozone, you're not giving your 100% all. You're a fool and you shouldn't be on the ice.
I agree.
Series going back to Tampa. Tampa's up 2-0. I don't know about a sweep, but it looks like it right now.
I'm going to look up Florida's odds to win the series. You think it's plus 1,000?
No.
Florida to win the title, they're still favored more than the Oils, the Blues, and the Rangers. So they are the most favorited team that is down in the series.
Which doesn't make any sense because the Blues are tied in their series. No, now they're down. Yikes.
Yeah, they were plus 1,200. Now they're plus 3,000 after tonight. But in terms of this series,
I don't know why they're favorited more than the Oilers are.
yeah, I really like the Oils against Tampa. I mean, against Calgary.
Really?
Dude,
if you could, you
it's a
would switch your
shootout.
pick?
No. I think that I'm just saying, I think the Oils have the Rangers are down 2-0, right? The Oils are tied 1-1 or down 2-0. Oh, they're
Oilers
tied
is
1-1.
tied, yeah.
I think
Going back to Edmonton.
dude, you're not gonna believe me when I say this, but I was watching the Steve Dangle podcast today.
Oh my God. What did you think?
I like it. But Steve was talking about like they were looking at the title favorites. That's why I sent you that text or whatever, told you about the Blues line, was because Calgary is still second favored or was. This doesn't
What did
make
they
sense.
think
I
about
don't know what
Calgary?
they were looking at. I don't know if they were looking at it when it was after game 1 or after game 2 because
They
Calgary
record on
was
Mondays,
second favorite.
Wednesdays, and Fridays. So
I guess it was Friday
no,
which
then it was
is
Wednesday because if you were listening to it,
today.
oh no, it was Friday. Yeah, it was Friday.
So that means that
But it was before
it was during the
the
day.
Edmonton game too. Yeah.
So that makes sense. Yeah, Calgary being so second favorited. They were like when they were talking about Calgary, they were like, "Are we sure about this? Like, why are they so favored? Why is it that it's like I think it was to win that series that Calgary was minus 290 or something like that.
Yeah.
Just up 1-0, just favorited that highly. I don't know, dude. Between we've said this time and time again, Calgary and Florida. I'm not comfortable taking them to win even a game, even one game. I'm not comfortable.
Dude, just the way that the series are breaking down, I really want to take the Flames in the next game. But like just being like, okay, Edmonton tied the series up, and you think that they're going to go home and take advantage and take home court advantage or whatever, or home ice. And it's like, I still feel like game 3 is a letdown game for them. Connor McDavid does everything he can. And then game 4, he turns into a superhero again. And he has like 5 points.
I mean, at the same time, doesn't
He could
have a
do that
goal
any
and an
game.
assist in 5 straight games?
Yeah, he can do that in any game. And actually, I want to get to Blues Avalanche and then because I don't want to skip over the Blues Avalanche. And this is kind of like
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Wait,
this is kind of
let me say one more thought about the Oilers series. Dude, the Flames were up 3-1 in that game.
and they lost 5.
And they let in 4 unanswered goals at home.
Markstrom,
I don't
dude.
know why we should trust the Flames with anything, dude. I'm taking the Oils.
I wish I had some stats to back it up. Yeah, I think I'm probably gonna do the same, dude. Tomorrow's gonna be fucking lit.
Yeah.
Hockey all day and then the Warriors at night.
Oils are minus 104 tomorrow.
So should I go Blues Avalanche or should I go? You know what?
Alright.
I'm gonna do
Go
Oilers
Blues
Flames.
Avalanche.
I'm gonna do Blues Avalanche last because there was the last game today. So I have a Connor McDavid stat. I wish I had a Jacob Markstrom stat, dude. Jacob Markstrom, unbelievable goalie like 2 years ago for the Canucks. It's like, oh, who's he going to go to? There's a lot of teams that are just a goalie away. A lot of teams just a goalie away. I really wanted them to go to the Oilers for some reason. I was like, if McDavid can get like a really solid stud goalie in net, they are like going to be cup contenders. Now they still run with 40-year-old Mike Smith and Mikko Koskinen, who's terrible. But how much of a letdown has this guy been? Markstrom. He was one of the highest paid, highly sought. It's almost like Shesterkin too, dude. These guys both finished like top 3 in goalie of the year voting. They both had incredible regular seasons, and they are shitting it in the playoffs.
I think Igor and Markstrom are different. Like, I think Markstrom is blowing it way more than Igor. I don't think Igor has let in more than 4 goals.
I think it was 2-0 and 2-1.
So his offense is not scoring. And in the Flames series, they've put in a total of 12 goals in 2 games. And the series is 1-1. And he had a 3-1 lead in
so
the
11
second
goals.
game.
Yeah.
What?
The first game was 9-6. He let up 6 in the first game, and then he let up 5 in the next.
Oh, 6. My bad. Oh, I was thinking about the goals that the Oilers scored.
Yeah,
they
no.
did. I mixed it up. Whatever. So 11 goals, but his team
5.5
scored...
against per game.
No, his team has scored 12 goals. I was right. 9 and 3.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm saying the offensive support that he's getting compared to Igor's.
I mean, it's top
Igor's
heavy
got
and then
1
low
goal.
heavy, but yeah.
1 goal.
Okay. I guess my main point here is just like he really struggled against Dallas. Ottinger was a real big tough test for the Flames. Flames are this super highly seeded team, highly respected. Everybody thinks they're going to be great. And I never really saw it out of them besides my bias or at the end of the season with them letting me down a couple times. They are I want them to be good because of a Gaudreau and Kachuk. Besides that, they're not showing up when they need to. They should be beating the shit out of the Oilers. Granted, you got Connor McDavid. You struggled against the Stars. Be as good as everybody says you are. That's my kind of vibe towards it. This is McDavid stat, courtesy of Bleacher Report, off Twitter, at Agrippa Ferda. In 2016, Sidney Crosby won the Conn Smythe, which is the playoff MVP, with 6 goals and 19 points in 24 games. Connor McDavid has 6 goals and 20 points in 9 games.
Dude, I like them. I like the Oils. I like them. I mean, it's definitely...
it's a 1-game bias. It's the only thing that's bothering me right now. He's putting up all these crazy numbers, but dude, the past like 2, 3, 4 years, Yeah, Connor McDavid's the greatest player in the world. No shot they have a chance at the cup. Even going into this year, they kind of struggled to get into the playoffs. Yeah, he's showing up immensely on the scoreboard and he's putting up these ridiculous numbers. But just because they won and he put the team on his back for the eighth straight game and we saw it and we keep seeing it, I still don't think they have a chance. Are you talking about the cup?
To what? I mean, dude, I don't think. I think they could beat the Flames.
I think they could beat the Flames as well. I don't think
But,
they have a
dude,
chance against
I
the other
don't.
two.
I don't think they have a chance against the Avs. Maybe the Blues. Maybe. I mean, if it was Oilers Avalanche, and the Oils were at like, all right. So the Oils are minus 104 against the Flames when the Oilers are at home tomorrow. The Blues are plus 138 against the Avalanche at home. Do you think that the Avalanche would be favored more if they were playing Edmonton in the same situation? Isn't the Blues series 1-1 or 2-1? Do you know what
Flame
I'm saying?
series is 1-1.
I meant
Can you
Avalanche,
rephrase that?
yes. Do you think if the Blues and Edmonton switched roles
Okay, so the
and
Blues are playing the Flames.
no,
Edmonton's playing the
fuck
Avs.
that series. The Avs against Edmonton. Edmonton is home. It's 2-1 in the series. Do you think the Oils would be less favored or more favored to win this game than the Blues are currently?
They're 2-1 up on the Avs at home as the dog.
No way. They're down 2-1.
Okay, so they're down 2-1 to the Avs. Oh, so you're just saying if the Oils are in the Blues position currently.
Yeah.
Yikes. Do I think that they have a chance to win against the Avs?
Do you think that they should be more favored than what the Blues are favored right now at plus 138?
No.
Do you think that they would be more like plus 200?
No. Just I guess like a little in between. I still think the Blues are a much better team.
Dude, but what about if we switch the Blues and the Oilers and put the Flames as the other team? Like, I think that that Edmonton and the Flames just match up favorably for both sides, which makes no sense. And the Avs and Blues series is more of a dogfight.
I think the fact that it's a rivalry is another big part of it.
That's a good point.
The Battle of Alberta. Also, yeah, they match up pretty good against each other, but a lot of things that we didn't expect to happen are happening.
Like what?
I guess just that Connor McDavid is turning into a superhero. We already knew he was really good. Nobody knew he was going to put the team on his back. And just, did you see him last game, dude? Did you see him make that play on the loose puck? He has it with his right stick. Zadorov. They were talking about him. He's 6'6", like 240. Comes at him, takes the hit, just bounces off it, holds the puck. The whole time his head is up. Where are the boys? Where are the boys? He's looking around. He doesn't even see the puck. He just has it. It's like an extension of his arm. It's like he's carrying it in his mitt and he's just walking around. What am I doing? Oh, let's take a shot from a 250 pounder. Okay. We're just going to wheel over here one time. Okay. Oh, dude, he's an alien.
Yeah, dude.
They have a chance in this series. I really don't like the Flames though. So I feel like I can't really make a decision because I already have bias against the Flames. And McDavid, it was giving me that game 2 bias where it's like, holy crap, he did this in game 2. There's no reason he can't do this every game. And then we'll bet on him next game, and then he'll he'll go pointless, and the Flames will win like 6-0. There is no in between.
Dude, I have an absolute gem right now.
All right. You get mad at me when I look at my phone. You're actually actively gambling right now.
It's not like that. just remember back in the day when we used to do money line total parlays on the 60-minute lines. I was
You took the
I was just
You took
reminiscing.
the Oils and the over.
Yes, guys.
You took the
Over 5.5.
Carolina and the under.
Yeah.
And
This one is not one of those. What do you think I took?
the Lightning and the under.
No, it's not a money line total.
Lightning three-way.
No.
Did you take the Lightning? Or did you just take the under?
Yeah. No, I took the Lightning, but what did I take the last?
-1.5?
Yes, guys.
Why? That goes against trends.
Because what? Because they were on the road and they were able to scrape out one puck wins.
Actually, I love that play. Oh
It's
my god!
they're
What's
at
the
home. They're
line?
up 2-0. It's plus 205. Let's go.
Dude, they're the dogs in this game, right?
The Lightning. Oh, dude. Actually, all the lines for tomorrow are -115, -105 for all of them.
No way.
Yeah.
The Lightning are slight faves.
No. The Panthers are favored tomorrow. What the hell is going on with the world? That's why I'm hammering the -1.5.
President's Trophy winners, dude. It's cursed. They're cursed. Last series before we get to the Blues and Avs. Rags Canes, dude. What is happening? Igor's let in a total of 4 goals. A 2 goals against average is incredible for a goalie, especially in the playoffs.
Yeah, seriously.
He's turning into Lundqvist. What does that mean? Oh, Lundqvist is a great player. Oh, Lundqvist is he's a Rafters jersey guy. He's a jersey retirement guy. He's a lifetime Ranger. He's Mr. New York Ranger. On all of his playoff runs, he couldn't get any scoring support. And that's what's happening right now. That's what's happening right now, dude. Panarin has been invisible. People were remarking on him not showing up in the first round. He's not even shown his face in this round at all.
Dude, you need to take notes tomorrow because I'm going to miss.
You're just going to miss the first 2 hockey games. The last game's at 8.
What do you mean just miss that? That's 2 hockey games. No, I'm going to catch at least this, like the second period and on of the. What's the second game? The Flames game.
No, the last game of the night is the Flames game.
No. Oh, yeah. What's the other game?
Canes Rangers is at 3:30. Battle of Florida is the game you're missing. So Carolina totally expected them to roll the Rangers completely. I expected them to do what they did to the Bruins, run them out of their own barn. They took both at home, but barely.
Yeah, I was thinking about touching the Rangers, but that's weird. But dude, I don't know. I want the Rangers to win because I love MSG, dude. Being in MSG as a fan, we were there for a mid-level, no hype around it game between the Bruins and the Rangers. When
shootout loss.
When who was out? Bergeron and Marchand. They were both out, so it was like, all right, fuck. Why did we pick this game? This sucks. But it was unbelievable energy in that building, dude. And that is probably like 1/8 of the energy when it's a playoff game.
Oh yeah.
And it was. I thought it was fucking electric. So I think that the Rangers actually might be able to pull it out tomorrow.
Hey. I don't like that. But
They have to score, dude.
yeah, that's what they have to do. I don't think the Hurricanes game allows that.
I mean, that's a great point. And Ronta's on fire. So it's like,
I don't even think it matters who's in net, dude. I think defensive scheme goes so overlooked. They have the deepest defense in the league, bar none. The deepest defense.
Hurricanes are the second favorite to win. Dude, the Hurricanes Lightning series is going to be insane.
I mean, if
I have
that's
no idea
what
who to pick.
happens,
I mean, it looks pretty
I'm
good
taking
right now.
I'm taking the Lightning, 100%.
Wow. I'm gonna have to go Canes because I think the Canes are defensively buzzing out of their fucking minds right now, and I think the Lightning. I think Toronto is definitely a bigger hump to get over than the Panthers. That's what it looks like right now.
I believed that to be true as well.
There's a
I
D
thought
at the end of that. Why'd you say believed instead of
no,
believe?
I believed that at the time too. When at the beginning of the playoffs, I said
Oh.
whoever won the Toronto Tampa series is going to win the next round.
Mhm.
But dude, if Toronto Tampa was Eastern Conference Final, I feel like that'd be the only thing that would top Carolina Tampa. And Carolina Tampa is, it's probably the most neutral I could be. Just out of straight respect for Tampa and like the likability of the Hurricanes. I won't be able to, I definitely won't be able to pick winners unless like one of the teams starts to like dominate. And I definitely won't have like a rooting interest. It'll just be like, this is going to be a great fucking game every
Yeah,
single
dude, I
time.
probably won't have a rooting interest either because at that point, if anything, it would lean towards the Canes. But the
Yeah,
other
if
side of it
anything.
is Tampa actually going to three-peat? And if they three-peat going through the Leafs, the Panthers,
Oh, by far the hardest road.
the Hurricanes, and probably the Avalanche, that is unfucking believable.
Dude, those
That
are
would be unbelievable.
actually like 4 of the top 6 teams in the league.
And that's their path. Talk about unlucky, but at the same time, every single game that they win in these playoffs, they learn something. Something they might already know, which is crazy because they've been on such a run. Holy shit. But yeah, I think the Hurricanes are gonna win 3-1 tomorrow. I think the under is a fucking lock. Of course I can say that, but
So you're
I don't
taking
think anything changes.
so you're taking the Hurricanes. I'm probably going to take Hurricanes spread. Actually, dude. Oh yeah, to get a little bit into the games too. The first game was deadlock tie. No. What am I talking about? The Rangers scored before
First.
before halfway through the first period, and it took the Hurricanes the entire game to tie it up.
Oh,
Sebastian Aho
3 minutes left.
put a rebound goal in with just under 3 minutes to go. And then 3:12 into OT, there was like a rebound that bounced out to Ian Cole. He just turns around, throws it on net. It goes offline. Ryan Lindgren's stick deflects over Shesterkin's pad. And just like that, the Rangers lose game 1. They fought really hard and it was a really good game, really tight game. It's just like bad balance. That's just how it goes. Game 2, Hurricanes are up all game. I mean, it's tied all game. I come home from Panera when I'm working, and Mom and Craig are upstairs and they're watching Rangers power play. It's like, all right, like hopefully the Rangers score while I'm watching, like a little bit of excitement. Like I've actually been like pretty lucky when I throw on like a game, it usually leads to me watching something exciting happening or a goal. Teuvo Teravainen picks it off in the neutral zone, a little touch pass to Aho up the wing. through Adam Fox's legs. The defenseman coming in, Brendan Smith, ex-Ranger, 1T into the net. The energy. You just see them on the screen like, dude, if I scored a goal in the playoffs, any goal, not even an OT winner, set for life. Just I hit the pinnacle of happiness. It is just the most lit thing to ever happen. They hit an empty netter. I had them cover. I took the Hurricanes -1.5 in one of my plays. They covered. They hit the empty netter with 2 seconds left in the game. I think it was like 1.8 seconds left. Either Teravainen or who was it? Oh, Aho himself, empty netter, unassisted.
Dude, I have a question for you. Do you think that if the Rangers win game 3, like in your mind, what does that change in terms of like the series? You know? Like I wouldn't be surprised if the Rangers win. I think I'd be more surprised if the thought eventually came into my brain that the Hurricanes are in fact up 3-0. That would be more shocking to me than the Rangers.
So
How the series has gone, I don't know.
dude, I get so much influence from other people's opinions, but Spit and Chicklets has definitely molded my mind here. I like the Rangers, but at the same time, I've kind of been conditioned to root against them. Whitney and Biz both hate the Rangers right now, especially because their fans think they're like the best team in the league when they're definitely not, and they definitely struggle and they have shortcomings, but their fan base is really frustrating to deal with. And my team played the Hurricanes. I know how good the Hurricanes are. And from what I've heard about how the Rangers played the Penguins, especially watching game 7 and a couple other games, it kind of seemed like the Rangers were a little outmatched with the Penguins. And the Penguins are very shorthanded. Third string goalie. Sid was out for a game or two. Malkin hasn't been himself. To me, this should be a Hurricanes series for the taking. And that's what I kind of thought it would be. See, the Rangers are going to get a win. I don't think it's going to be a sweep. Just depends on when that win's going to be. I still think Hurricanes in 5 or 6, no problem.
Do you have our series predictions on round 2?
I just know mine because I took for all the hockey ones, I took 6 games, and all the basketball ones, I took 7 games. I definitely have yours.
Flames in 7, which I feel comfortable.
I definitely have yours.
Took the Canes in 6.
You took the Flames in 6. You took the Canes in 5. You took Tampa in 7,
Now
Colorado in 7.
I took both of those in 7.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see if the Panthers are able to push this series to 7. That's an accomplishment. They have to be feeling good going into next year. I don't know what their roster situation or contracts look like, but they have to look good. I feel good. Just from an adversity standpoint. But at the same time, if they got to a game 7 and lost it at home, that would be a serious buzzkill. But I don't know. My predictions are probably going to end up being way off. I think dude, I might change my pick on the Oilers series.
Are we gonna do an official both of us switch our pick?
No. I'd rather be wrong once than wrong twice.
Because I think I'm full sending a change of pick.
Which one?
I think I'm taking Edmonton in 7.
Holy shit. I'll ride with you on that. I'll ride with you on that.
All right, I'm just gonna like leave our original and I'm just gonna put like kind of like amended. Last series of the night is Colorado and St. Louis. Dude, I don't this is going to be one of those series where you can't determine who's going to win in the first 4 games. It's just back and forth. Whoever gets bounces, whoever plays perfect hockey in the perfect situations gets goals to go in. St. Louis looked great in game 2. And then their first game at home in the series, Colorado kind of controlled play. I think it was 3-2. Yeah, Ryan O'Reilly brought it to 3-2. The Blues scored first, and then the Avalanche rattled off 3 unanswered, followed by a Ryan O'Reilly brought it within 1, and then the Avs. Oh yeah, dude. So it was 3-2. The Blues were kind of buzzing. They were getting play back together. They were getting majority of shots. They were controlling the puck. Finally, it was coming down to time where they should probably pull the goalie. It was a little over 2 minutes left in the game. The most awkward goalie pull I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I saw that.
Billy Huso is like skating to the bench, and then it's like, oh, the Avs are already in the zone, and he's trying to like back skate, like trying to like actually play like as a defenseman, trying to like get in front of the net, but from like 30 feet out. And then like the one pass to the guy, the goalie literally just like turns towards the guy and he kind of just like stops, like, all right, it's over. And before the puck even went in, it was kind of funny, but that put the game out of reach. It was just a bad goalie pull. It was a
It was
1-goal
the
game.
worst.
You get the bad goalie pull. They don't count it as an empty netter because the goalie was still on the ice, but it was pretty much an empty netter. And then they put it away with another empty netter. This series as even as it's gonna get, dude. The Blues aren't going anywhere. As good as the Avs are, they struggle against this Blues team. This Blues team is built just like a cup contender, just like the Avs are. Dude, the Blues aren't going anywhere, and
Wow.
I hated them in 2019 because of what they did to my team. And dude, you know the Wild's reputation? They're pretty much just like the Leafs. They every year that they make the playoffs, they lose in the first round. The Blues were like that for a long time. First, second round exit every year. Same kind of core. They get Ryan O'Reilly in 2019. In 2019, on January 1st, they were the worst team in the league. Worse than the Yotes, worse than the Sabres. The 31st franchise ranked in 2018-2019 season. They made a huge playoff push. Jordan Bennington, and they beat the Bruins in game 7 of the final. They were counted as the underdog in every single series. A great team, a great story. And Ryan O'Reilly being the C. Dude, this guy is Patrice Bergeron, almost. He's the lefty Patrice Bergeron. He's incredible. And he is like the culture of that team. They wouldn't be the same team without him, but he's not going anywhere. He's a tough SOB, just like Bergie. They're contenders as long as he's playing center for them. He is incredible. I think they take game 4. Just because of hope, I want Avalanche to win the series, so I'm sticking with my pick, Colorado in 6. But these Blues, man, great team. Don't overlook them. I wouldn't be surprised if they won or the series went to game 7.
Yikes. I still like the Avs in 6. I don't know what I said in my
You
prediction.
took Avs in 7.
Dude, I really thought the Blues were going to win today. Like, really, really, I was like convinced. And the way it turned out, it's like, oh, why did I ever doubt the Celtics? Why did I ever doubt the Warriors? Why did I ever? Yeah, exactly. Like, why am I doubting these teams? They get blown out or whatever happens, and then all of a sudden, it's like the Blues came out firing in game one. And I was like, oh, shit. We might be in trouble here, boys. But, no. I think the Avs got it in 6, maybe 5.
Wow. Wow. That is a hot take, dude.
Yeah, right.
5 games? What makes you think that?
Because if they win the next game, they're back in Colorado. Probably gonna win.
What about the fact that they've been second round choke artists like every year?
Um,
Don't you think the pressure of them being the cup favorites all year and even through the postseason is weighing on them?
no, I think these guys are ready to win.
Listen, nobody will be happier than me if Nathan McKinnon gets to raise the cup. He's probably the most hungry and deserving player in the league right now. But I just wouldn't be surprised if St. Louis knocked him out.
Just put down a. Okay, so this is like, I guess, like pertaining exactly to my predictions for the hockey series. Absolutely wild. This parlay is ridiculous. Tampa to sweep 4. Hurricanes -2.5 in the series. Kachuk to score 9 goals in the series. Warriors to win 4-1. Heat to win 4-1. And the Avs to win 4-2 is $2 for 26,000. Boys. Okay. Do you want me to explain these picks? Just quickly.
No, I definitely would never say no to that question, but I know where you're going to go to with a lot of them.
Okay. Lightning are at home the next 2 games. Panthers are inexperienced. Boom, roasted. Hurricanes won the first 2 at home. They'll probably split the series in New York. And if they do that, they win in 5 at home. Kachuk to score 9 goals is purely.
I think that is the hypest of all hype picks.
It's plus 3,500.
Dude, he pretty much has to score in every game, maybe 1 or 2 goals.
Yeah. I don't know how many he has right now.
He's definitely not a shoot first guy.
Well,
is there somebody else you can take for a different?
I already put it in. But yeah, dude, you should look at the specials for the series on FanDuel. Did you look
There's
at
no
them
way
yet?
that was on FanDuel.
Yeah.
That was on FanDuel.
Yeah, go to
I'm doing it right now.
Go to the NHL and then go to more NHL. And then you go on the top, it says Eastern playoffs. And then for the Rangers Hurricane series, it's Car Nor series specials. Are you following?
Mm-hmm.
Are you looking at it?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I was tempted to take Zibanejad or Kreider to score 2 goals in the series. They probably haven't scored at all. And if they get going, it's probably going to be one of those guys or both of them to start scoring. Also, Lafreniere to score 1 goal is up there. If he just scores 1 goal the rest of the series. And he's been playing well. I feel like he played well in the Pittsburgh series. And I think he actually had the goal in the first game. Yeah, that's not true. Speak.
Dude, I can't believe this was found. I'm going with the Blues and the Oilers to win Game 7, and the two teams leading in the East to win by 5.
To
Win in 5. Yeah.
I'm gonna ride that with you.
For 89,000 odds. All right, dude, we have to take a serious look at these.
Yeah.
on Monday when you get out of work.
Yeah. Monday. Why not tomorrow?
Because, dude, this is all locked during the games.
Wait, you're taking.
I'm taking
the
Carolina
East
and
teams in
Tampa
5?
in 5.
And the other two in 7? I don't know if I like that, dude.
I'm taking the Oils in 7 and
The Avs in 7 or the Blues?
the Blues.
No way. I'm taking the Avs in 7.
All right, I'm down to
And I'm
hedge
taking the Oils. The Oils.
in
The
7 or
Oils in
6.
7. The Oils in 7.
And same thing for the East.
Yeah, I did the same thing for the East. Dude, put the NBA in there too.
Put the NBA in.
Yeah, series correct score. Warriors 4-1. Yeah, that's a side. And the Heat Celtic series, I can't. I think I'm just gonna keep that one out.
Western Conference Finals. Series correct score. Warriors in. Dude, I think Warriors in 6.
Yikes! I'm going with Warriors in 5, dude. Mate, they split the series in Dallas, and then they get back to the Chase Center, and the Pins are fucking buzzing. Yes!
All right. This is plus 127,000 odds. All right. This has been the Sync Boys podcast.
Yeah. Yes, guys.
Follow us on Instagram at CINQ Boys. Watch us on YouTube. All capitals, space in between. Sync Boys.
Yes, guys.
Listen on Spotify. No space.
So we got
All caps. Sync Boys.
Golden State to win, Boston to win, Hurricanes to win in the under, Oils to win in the over, Lightning -1.5. Those are my picks tomorrow. Well, both basketball games are tomorrow, but you know what I'm saying. Dude,
Big
the Warriors
time
are on
send.
tomorrow. Let's go. All right. All right, peace.